People are quitting Grow a Garden. And no, this is not clickbait, I actually have proof for this. I'm not even gonna waste any of your time, bro. Let's just get into this. But before that, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, we're trying to get to 400k, so let's get straight into this, okay? But as you guys know, Grow a Garden just got a brand new update, and people are not happy, rightfully so. There is a lot of things that got added in this update that a lot of people are calling unfair. A lot of people think the game is getting a little bit too complicated. A lot of people are hating on the devs for actually releasing this update, and people are going as far as to quitting the game. This entire mess actually gets fixed. Before we start this video though, I just want to make something clear. I am not trying to promote hate, not towards the game, not towards the developers, and not towards myself either, because I've gotten a bunch of hate comments because of the things I have said regarding this update too. Okay, what am I talking about? Let's go ahead and start from the beginning. So as you guys know, yesterday in Grow a Garden, we got the fairy update. Look at me, look at how we look the same. But yeah, the fairy update honestly is not bad. I actually really like this update. A lot of people are saying this is just a repackaged update of every other update we got in the game. But honestly guys, in my opinion, this is not that bad. It's pretty unique. It's also very pretty. Like, look at this, bro. Whoever was in charge of modeling all of this absolutely nailed it. It is really well made. But no, people don't actually have an issue with this update as much of an issue they have with the other part of the update. So as you guys can see, if we go over to the seed shop, we now have a tier 2 right over here. And to actually unlock this tier 2, we have to go ahead and feed Sam. And in this tier 2 shop, we have a brand new currency. Yes, you no longer can use shekels inside of this tier 2 shop because we have a new currency that we can use in that shop, which is called the garden coin. And now you might be wondering, how do you actually get these garden coins? Well guys, the only way to get these garden coins is by going over to the garden ascension tab right here. And inside of this, as you guys can see, you can do something called ascend. And basically when you ascend, you will lose all of your shekels, but in return you will get 10 garden coins, and you can keep on rebirthing to farm garden coins. So basically what the game developers have done, what Grow a Garden developers have done here, is they have introduced a new currency to the game. This is a brand new currency we have gotten into Grow a Garden, which you can only obtain by rebirthing, which you can only obtain by resetting everything in your inventory. Well, by everything, I don't mean your inventory here, by the way, I just mean your shekels. So just to clear that up, you are not going to lose your pets and stuff, you are simply going to lose all of your shekels, and people are not happy with this. Now, before we even get into the hate comments, you might be wondering why Grow a Garden developers actually did this. Well guys, they did this because of the absolutely atrocious inflation we are experiencing in Grow a Garden right now. Like, I have like 163 QI. It is a lot of money. In fact, it's so much money. If I head over to the gear shop right now, with the amount of money I have, guys, I am able to buy 16 billion level up lollipops. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Do the math right now. Do this number divided by 10 billion and you will get the answer 16 billion, because that is how many level up lollipops, individual level up lollipops, like click I can buy. I don't even think I can click 16 billion times before my mouse freaking breaks. And guys, I'm not even the richest people. In fact, I'm not even in the top 50% of the richest people in Grow a Garden right now. I doubt, bro. Because people have so much money that I don't even know what the number is anymore. Basically, guys, what I'm trying to say is inflation has hit Grow a Garden really hard. Now, the Grow a Garden developers could have done one of two things. Either they could have raised the prices of every single thing else in the shop. For example, make the romantical like 1 billion shekels. They made the level up lollipops 10 billion shekels, but once again, they could not keep up with the inflation. Things kept on getting cheaper and cheaper because people were making way too much money in this game by abusing glitches, dupes, and even just functions in the game. Once again, I'm not gonna get into all of this. What you need to know is the game had a horrible inflation problem, and the devs needed to fix it. And this is them fixing it. They went ahead and added a rebirth system this up, and in fact, I, along with a bunch of other people, actually suggested this. Yes, I suggested we get a rebirth system in Roblox Grow a Garden, because once again, guys, we can't just keep making everything expensive in the game. You can't just keep on increasing the prices of everything, because it is not fair for the newer people who are actually playing the game. Like, could you imagine if the level up lollipop costed 1 QI? You can physically not farm 1 QI by playing the game normally. It's not possible, guys. You have to abuse glitches and bugs, like the raccoon method, the mooncat method, so many other methods you have to go ahead and abuse to actually reach those insane prices. So yeah, they went ahead and did a bunch of things to actually fix this inflation. The first thing they did was introduce a cap. Yes, they introduced a cap to how much you can actually have inside of your inventory. I believe this was like 10 QI, so you could only have 10 QI shekels in your inventory, but of course this was reverted because people got upset. The second thing they did is they disabled trading shekels. You can no longer trade shekels in Grow a Garden, and as you guys can see on the official Grow a Garden Discord server, they actually made an announcement and they said that they have disabled shekel trading for now. So it might come back in the future, but for now, guys, you can no longer trade shekels. Once again, as you guys can see, they had a maximum shekel cap too, but it was reverted back to normal because people did not like it, and honestly, I completely agree with that, bro. They needed to remove this. This was not a good idea. But basically, what's happening is the developers are taking a step to actually fixing inflation, and they've done this by introducing a rebirth system. But people are not happy with this. If we go over to Jandel's official TikTok, check this out, guys. A lot of people are complaining. Jandel, please fix shekels. We need it. I'm not gonna play until it's back. I'm pretty sure this person is referring to the rebirth system. I'm not sure, guys. If we keep on scrolling, oh my god, I've played this update. It's the worst update ever. I cannot even sell my bone blossom that I worked on for so long over time because it is worth over 100 quadrillion. Why is there a shop that you have to sell all your shekels to for just 10 coins? Okay, this comment might sound a little bit confusing, but basically what this person is referring to is the fact that you cannot sell anything that is higher than 10 quadrillion to this guy. Yes, there is a cap to how much you can actually sell in Grow a Garden. There is no cap to the amount of shekels you have, but there is a cap to how much you can sell to Steven, which is one of the steps they have taken to actually fix inflation in Grow a Garden. If you guys did not know, the reason they have done this is because people have glitched plants that are basically worth extremely unrealistic numbers. Like in the 6 trillions, bro. It is absolutely insane. And these plants are usually duped. They're usually hacked into the game. They're usually made using broken methods that are not supposed to be a part of the game. And these duped items are usually sold on black markets, and that's the reason we have a cap of 10 quadrillion. Now, do I actually agree with this cap? Absolutely not. I think it's really stupid because this is kind of the developers' fault. I'm not gonna lie. The reason plants are so freaking expensive is because the developers kind of slacked off while all of this was happening in the background. I've complained about black market things for the longest times. Other people have done so too. Dupe glitches, all of these other things kept on getting introduced, and Grow a Garden devs didn't really focus on that. They decided to focus on making bigger and bigger updates, and that is where things went wrong. Bigger and bigger admin abuse, bigger and bigger updates. More and more Grandmaster sprinklers getting stocked in the shop did not really help inflation. In fact, it made it worse. And right now, the dev team is basically just rummaging around trying to fix the mess they have made over time. And honestly, guys, at least they're trying to fix this. Look, once again, I've said this many times. Grow a Garden is not a small game by any means. There is so many people that play this game, and they had one of the biggest game in the world. Of course, things are gonna go a little bit not as planned, and they had to keep the hype growing. They had to see how big the game would actually get. But unfortunately, they went a little bit too far, and the game is now kind of imploding on itself, like a black hole. People in the Grow a Garden Discord server have been spamming L update, and yeah, it's kind of getting overwhelming at this point. There is so many people actually spamming this. A lot of people are unhappy with the update. We don't really have a poll yet. Usually the Grow a Garden devs submit a poll to see if people like the update or not, but clearly this update was a little bit controversial. Here's someone who made a really good post, and they actually got 238 upvotes for this, so let's go ahead and read this out right now. Wiping out all of my shekels just for 10 coins is absurd. This is probably okay for those who kept saying please fruit on public servers, but for those who grinded the game, this is totally unfair. Why does everyone get only 10 coins regardless of how much shekels they have? And yeah, this honestly makes sense because a lot of people got their money by just begging. A lot of people just got their money for free by just getting fruit when the inflation was actually happening. While other people actually worked hard. They got a bunch of mutations on their fruit. They got a bunch of huge fruits using luck and skill. And those people are the ones that are actually getting screwed over in this update, not the people who got free money because trading was introduced to the game. And that is the problem that people have, and honestly I wanna say it out loud. Yes, that is actually a real issue. And yeah, honestly guys, this update is not for everyone. Not everyone is going to be happy, but there is honestly not many other ways this could have gone. Inflation in Growing Garden has just gotten really bad, and we needed something to control the amount of shekels, because at some point everyone would be rich, and if everyone is rich, nothing has value, and if nothing has value, what is the point of actually playing the game? The recent update mainly affects your most experienced players, since it requires them to reset their shekels in order to unlock new content. Even if they do this once, they cannot purchase the best rewards, such as an extra save slot, without repeating the process several times. Many players have been grinding and trading shekels with the expectation that they would eventually be able to purchase high-level pets. They are left with trillions or even quadrillions of shekels and very little to do with them. While I agree with the decision to disable shekel trading, as it only devalued the currency and should have not existed in the first place, that's what I'm saying, it has created an unfair situation for players who invested so much time under the old system. The best solution would be to grant all upgrades upon ascending, or to require only a percentage of shekels, such as 25 to 30% with a minimum of 1 trillion. Players with less than 4 trillion could contribute a higher percentage to meet that threshold. This would provide new players with a clear goal while still rewarding veterans, and also prevent players from feeling like they are losing all the progress they have made to advance. And also, this person puts it in it's just a very well put message. The only people getting screwed over in this update are the older players, and I completely agree with that. Unfortunately though, what is done, and I'm pretty sure this update cannot be reverted. In fact, the developers of Growing Garden have said this himself. Sorry, Chandel himself actually said this, as you guys can see in his message right over here, where he is actually introducing this shekel reset machine, aka rebirthing. He basically said, we are kind of iffy on it, but we want to release it to the community. If people don't love it, we will try and rework it into something else. So yeah, he's made it clear, we're not going back on it, they're just gonna rework it into something else. Hopefully this something else does not screw people over, because that would be pretty bad. If you guys have any ideas on what the game could do to actually fix some of these issues, let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I want to make it very clear, I'm not trying to promote hate, I'm not trying to say the update is bad, I'm not trying to do any of that, I'm simply just reporting on what is happening. A lot of people have been feeling like they have been screwed over, and I'm just trying to report on it, I'm just trying to bring some light over to it, because I do have a platform where I can do this. So no hate to the developers, no hate to anyone. Please don't send hates to anyone included in this video, including devs and players. That is not the goal of this. The goal is to just shine some light on some of the issues that Growing Garden is having, so we can work together to fix everything that is actually happening. At the end of the day, we all just want to grow our gardens and play the game peacefully, so hopefully the changes that the devs have added and their efforts are actually recognized, and the game actually starts bouncing back, and the economy of the game actually fixes itself. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hit the like button, subscribe, we're trying to get to 400k again, please. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end, peace out.